opposition say the constitution is in danger. Will Parliament now see another fresh NDA versus India all-out war? Also, the NEET mess is keeping students' dreams on hold. Do they want a re-examination or re-evaluation? We'll listen to student voices too. But first, as always, it's time for the 9 headlines at 9. Emergency versus Constitution face-off on day 1 of the new Lok Sabha. Prime Minister Modi invokes the emergency era, says Congress strangled Constitution. Rahul Gandhi hits back, claims Constitution has been threatened under Modi and Amit Shah's rule. NEET net expands. CBI takes over the probe. Multiple arrests in Bihar, Gujarat. Hunt for the mastermind Sanjeev Mukhya intensifies. Centre pins the blame on coaching centres. Tamil Nadu's hooch tragedy. Death toll rises to 58. BJP demands a CBI probe. Chorus grows for Chief Minister Stalin to act. Arvind Kejriwal stays in Tihar for another day at least. Supreme Court won't pass an order on his bail till High Court pronounces a verdict tomorrow, but calls its order unusual. Kejriwal says ED yet to prove any money trail. Amid heat wave conditions, Court comes down heavily on Delhi civic body over tree felling, proposes large-scale plantation drive. Delhi's Water Minister Atishi vows to continue a hunger strike over the water crisis, resists hospitalization on doctor's advice. Trinamool Congress lends support to Atishi's fast. Prajwal Revanna's brother Suraj sent to 7-day police custody in an alleged sexual abuse of a man. CID to recreate the crime scene, submits call records with victim as evidence. India off to a blistering start in the game against Australia as Rohit Sharma scores a 50 of just 19 balls to put India on top. Multiple terror attacks rock Russia's Dagestan. At least 15 people killed, including policemen and priests, after gunmen opened fire. But our top story of the day, it's day 1, the first day of a brand new Lok Sabha. The 18th Lok Sabha has kicked off, and predictably, it has kicked off on a fiery start. The opposition waving copies of the Constitution, alleging that the Modi government has subverted the Constitution. The Prime Minister then recalling the emergency of the Indira Gandhi years. As the face-off intensifies, the big question: are we now heading for perhaps the most fractious parliament that we would have seen in recent times? It's our top story tonight.
Day 1 of 18th Lok Sabha in Parliament started on a stormy note. The first shot was fired by the Prime Minister, who invoked the emergency to target the opposition.
कल 25 जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था, उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत की नई पीढ़ी इस बात को कभी नहीं भूलेगी कि भारत के संविधान को पूरी तरह नकार दिया गया था। संविधान के लीरे लीरा उड़ा दिए गए थे।
Prime Minister vowed that he won't allow a repeat of those black days.
इमरजेंसी के ये 50 साल इस संकल्प के हैं कि हम गौरव के साथ हमारे संविधान की रक्षा करते हुए भारत के लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था। जो लोग
He also had a few more words for the opposition.
संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित है।
देश की जनता विपक्ष से अच्छे कदमों की अपेक्षा रखती है। अब तक जो निराशा मिली है, शायद इस 18वीं लोकसभा में विपक्ष देश के सामान्य नागरिकों की विपक्ष के नाते उनकी भूमिका की अपेक्षा करता है, लोकतंत्र की गरिमा को बनाए रखने की अपेक्षा करता है। मैं आशा करता हूं कि विपक्ष उसमें खरा उतरेगा। लोग सब्सटेंस चाहते हैं, स्लोगन नहीं चाहते हैं।
The opposition has united to corner the Modi government in Parliament, declaring that they are the only ones who can save the constitution. From Rahul Gandhi to Akhilesh Yadav, all entered the Lok Sabha with a copy of the constitution in hand.
जो आक्रमण प्रधानमंत्री जी अमित शाह जी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पर, संविधान पे कर रहे हैं, वो हमारे लिए एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है, वो हम होने नहीं देंगे। इसीलिए हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ओथ लेते हुए हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पकड़ा था।
100 बार यही बात बोलेंगे और इमरजेंसी के 50 साल हो रहे बोले तो तुम इमरजेंसी से विदाउट डिक्लेयरिंग इमरजेंसी यू आर डूइंग इट। इसीलिए हर बार वही बात बोल के आप कितने दिन ऐसा ही अपनी हुकूमत करना चाहते हैं।
The opposition is likely to target the government over issues like NEET and Lok Sabha speaker election. The stage is set for the Parliament showdown. With Ashutosh Mishra, Piyush Mishra and Aishwarya Paliwal in New Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's raise the big questions once again. All-out war now likely in Parliament? Who really is undermining the Constitution, the government or the opposition? Is this now Prime Minister's emergency call versus Rahul's Samvidhan khatre mein hai? Will Parliament now become a routine forum for protests in this Lok Sabha? Joining me now, Sudhanshu Trivedi, BJP Rajya Sabha MP. Manikam Tagore is the Congress MP and Chief Whip at the moment in the Lok Sabha. K. Ravindra Kumar is TDP leader. And Shogato Roy is veteran TMC MP. I appreciate all of you joining us. Why don't you start, Sudhanshu Trivedi, since it's the Prime Minister today who triggered this off by, before Parliament started, recalling what had happened in the emergency years. That is 1975, we are in 2024. What is the need to recall 75, 49 years later?
Yes, definitely the things to recall, because 15th of August 1947 has been 77 years away. But there is a need to recall every 15th of August that what has been done there. Every 26th of January it is required to recall. So that's why it is just to recall today's generation that there was a time when all the rights of the constitution of the every common citizens were finished. If you have been put in jail, you cannot go to approach to court. It was under MISA and DIR. And even if you just say one sentence in a public place ki Indira Gandhi government hatni chahiye, then you can be put behind the bar without having an opportunity to approach the court. And then they say, and not only this, I'm not going in the detail, I will tell you what happened after 75 years. Even gone to that extent that people should remember that the 42nd constitutional amendment has amended 40 articles of constitution, 14 new articles were added, 2 new chapters were added, and the preamble of the constitution, for which Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar said it is the soul of the constitution which should never be altered. It was altered with entire opposition in the jail. It was altered. And why it was done? Because the only Prime Minister in the Indian history which was convicted for malpractices in the election was Srimati Indira Gandhi. When a High Court judgment has come, she trounced the constitution and retrospectively implemented those things. So that is one thing. But what happened after 1975? Rajdeep, if you remember that at the time of Rajiv Gandhi, when Supreme Court has given a judgment which was in contrast to Sharia, I am talking about Shah Bano case, the Supreme Court's judgment was trounced and Sharia was put over and above the constitution. That time the constitution was in danger. At the time of P.V. Narasimha Rao, when in 1992, after the demolition of the disputed structure, BJP government of Uttar Pradesh can be dismissed. But why all BJP governments of the country were dismissed? At the time, constitution was in danger. And again, the such type of law, the Waqf board was put that if they put a question on any of the land, you cannot approach to court. Then the constitution was in danger. Now come to Manmohan Singh government. Sir, you know that the highest executive body of this country is Union Cabinet. And then who made the body over and above the cabinet? That is National Advisory Council. At the time, the constitution was not in danger. And when an ordinance passed by the highest executive body as per constitution, the Union Cabinet has been torn apart in front of the media. The constitution was not in danger. And again, Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, who was just having the rank of the cabinet, were having bigger photos, and the Prime Minister was having smaller photos. When the foreign head of the states were coming, Sonia ji was shaking hands and Manmohan Singh was sitting. Constitution was not in danger. So constitution, and now after when they are in opposition, CAA was an act passed by Parliament, and several state assemblies of the opposition have said that they will not abide by this act. It is unconstitutional that any act of the Parliament, any state cannot say. And it was related to citizenship. As per constitution, citizenship is solely a central subject. States have nothing to do with. That time the constitution was in danger. So from 75 to 2014 to 2024, they have always put the constitution.
You're giving me a very good history
lesson. So if
lesson.
they are saying that they will save the constitution, it is like devil is trying to give a sermon.
You know, you are giving us all a good history lesson, and that is why, Sudhanshu, you're very well followed. You've given us from 75
Sir, I have
to
given
20.
till 2023,
No, you've given us a history lesson.
also.
We are in 2024. You're saying that those who are condemning you today must remember history. That's your point. Let Manikam Tagore respond to that. Manikam Tagore, right at the start of the show, you've heard what Sudhanshu Trivedi is saying. Who is the Congress to lecture us, sermonize us on constitution? He's gone back to the emergency years. He's given other instances. He's talked about the Shabano case and how the constitution overturned how the parliament overturned a Supreme Court verdict, and he's come right down to CAA. Your response, how do you respond to the BJP's charge ki who is the Congress to tell us about constitution khatre mein hai or Samvidhan is in danger?
Thank you. It would have been great if the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, on the first day of Parliament, on the 18th Lok Sabha, would have addressed about the NEET exams, paper leaks, train collusions, spoke about the PG NEET cancellations, spoke about the UGC NET paper leak. These are all the real issues. Prime Minister of India is not ready to speak about the real issues. His problem is that he wants to keep the audience in the past only. He wants to create a narrative that the past is the problem for him. What is in emergency? They are running an undeclared emergency, as our Congress President Kharge Sahab has been saying continuously. This time, is that in a time in emergency, political leaders were jailed. Now, 2 chief ministers are jailed in the present time. Who has jailed it? Mr. Modi and Amit Shah ji. This is not an undeclared emergency. We need to understand that political structure here, and Mr. Modi is unable to understand that the problem of the country is different, and he wants us to be in the past only. He wants, and Mr.
No, he wants you to be in the past because you, sir, 1 minute. Mr. Tagore, you came today to Parliament waving the constitution. So the Congress also triggered in a way a response from the BJP. If you come, when you say, I want from you a clear answer. Today, each of you came to Parliament saying constitution is in danger. Please tell me, how is the constitution in danger? Give me 1 or 2 concrete examples. No generalities. Give me 1 or 2 concrete examples when you say Modi, Shah have put the country's constitution in danger.
We need to understand that every past 10 years, every act of the government has been an attack on the constitution. Even the state-central relationship. I'll tell you the simple thing. How there was no deputy speaker for 5 years. It is a constitutional post. Is it not an attack on the Constitution of India? In the Parliament, when you come to the Parliament, is there parliamentary conventions, parliamentary practices are thrown out now? We need to understand that Mr. Modi and Amit Shah ji wants the constitution. We want to remind them
you've
that
given us one
constitution is
example.
paramount.
You've given me one example, Deputy Speaker of Parliament. Not give me one more example.
Parliament.
Give me one more example.
There are n number of examples. Sitting chief ministers in jail. has been arrested in jail, how the states will function? You need to understand that a bogus case has been registered on the chief ministers to threaten them, to topple governments. How many attacks on the Constitution of India has happened? Every state, they call it as Operation Kamala. With money bags and ED and CBI, they topple government after government. How many governments they have toppled it? It is more than 15 governments they have toppled it. It is against the people's wish they does it. It is not the attack on Constitution. How many examples we have to speak about it?
Can I get Sudhanshu quickly?
People knows this.
You've given specific
Real
examples.
issues matters.
You've given specific examples.
briefly.
Sudhanshu Trivedi, governments being toppled, Operation Lotus being carried out, says the Congress party in state after state, chief ministers being arrested according to the opposition in bogus cases, the deputy speaker not appointed. I can add the fact that more than 100 MPs were suspended, you will recall, in the winter session. All of this, according to the opposition, is an assault on the constitution. Now we have a new Lok Sabha. The opposition is reminding the government, please Samvidhan bachao.
They are saying that the two chief ministers are arrested under the bogus cases. So it means you are using a casting an aspersion of the court, because they have applied to the court and court had denied it. Just by two chief ministers, if you are saying that the constitution is dangerous, so I would like to remind that Sonia Gandhi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji got bail in 2013 National Herald case. Our government was not there. Kanimoji and A. Raja went to jail in 2011. Our government was not there. Suresh Kalmadi went to jail in 2010. Our government was not there. Madhu Koda, Chief Minister of Jharkhand, went to jail in 2009. Our government was not there. Shibu Soren, Chief Minister of Jharkhand, went to jail in 2006. Our government was not there. Karunanidhi went to jail in 2000. Lalu Prasad Yadav went to jail in 1997. And Jayalalitha went to jail in 1996. What you are talking about, sir? 1994 JMM bribery case. Our government was not there. Rajiv Gandhi was indicted in 87, FIR in 1990. Our government was not there. What you are talking about for 34 years, I have quoted dozen examples and half a dozen chief ministers who went to jail under Congress regime, and you are talking about that here, sir. So I have talked about half a dozen and 10 specific examples that you are not able to tell that how come National Advisory Council has become, and the country has heard for 10 years, Super PM. Super PM was not unconstitutional because it was a secular, soothing song of democracy that the Super CM, and even today you have seen, just a couple of days back when Rahul Gandhi was having his birthday, the president of the Congress party was cutting a cake and making Rahul Gandhi to eat when Rahul Gandhi is just a member of parliament. He is neither the president of the party, the vice president, the general secretary or leader of the opposition.
So that is an
This is
internal,
about
sir,
your
that,
constitution.
Sir, you have given
All
you have
parties
given good
have amended
examples,
their-
but you are, your last example can be, you can call it an example of sycophancy, but not a hammering of the constitution. The other examples you've given, let me take that to Shogoto Roy, because Shogoto Roy, the Trinamool Congress is also part of these protests today in parliament. You seem to be on the same side as the Congress. There will be those who say, is Mamata Banerjee's government in West Bengal not accused by her rivals of being dictatorial? The same charges are made against state governments as well. Today you are accusing Mr. Modi of being a dictator. Now let's be clear. I want specific examples. When you all say constitution is in danger, give specific examples.
No, Rajdeep, the main thing is you are having the charges against Modi government defended by a man who's not even a member of Lok Sabha. He is a member of Rajya Sabha and doesn't represent the people. I object to you putting a member of Rajya Sabha in this.
That's a rather unfair objection. He's
The main
entitled
charge
to his
against
view as an Indian citizen and a member of the Rajya Sabha.
No, he can have it, but you are putting him a member of Rajya Sabha. Why can't you put a BJP member of Lok Sabha? Why can't you do that?
Okay.
Why do you have to put a indirectly elected person to defend the charges we made? The main thing is the purpose and intent of Modi Shah dispensation is to destroy the constitution and take baby steps towards that. What are the examples? One is, our fear is that they will remove secularism from the constitution preamble, and for that they will introduce the uniform civil code. That is point number one. They have already declared their intention. Now BJP is in a minority in parliament. They are hobbling on crutches provided by TDP and JDU. They are not.
No, so all the more, Professor
acting
Shogato
as
Roy,
if
all the more
nothing
because
has
they are no longer a majority government
Yes.
with more than 300 MPs. Why are you worried? They can't touch, they can't effect any of the changes you are talking anymore. Now they do not have a 2/3 majority to ram through a bill.
They can. But they are acting, see, Rajdeep, they are acting as if they are already in power with a 303 number. They are not a government with, they have not discussed. See today's parliament. They put Bhartrihari Mohtab, a friend of mine, and 7-time MP as the pro tem speaker. They left out K. Suresh, 8-time MP, without reason. It's an example of how they are trying to subvert the constitutional possibilities. Why did the Prime Minister raise the question of emergency at the time of oath taking? The Prime Minister has nothing for the present, so he raised emergency. Is 50 years old. Indira Gandhi lost the election after that. Paid for it, she said that there will not be an emergency in 1,000 years. Why bring that? While you are, as correctly pointed out, you are putting chief ministers, just a moment, while you are putting chief ministers in jail. And what is this government?
You claim this government is living in the past. This government still treats itself as a majority government. It doesn't realize the nature of the mandate. K. Ravindra Kumar, you are of the TDP.
Yes.
I want to understand, Mr. Ravindra Kumar, this charge which Shogato Roy is making.
All these Rajya Sabha walas.
K. Ravindra Kumar, the charge which is being made is that this government is still believing it's a majority government. It wants to dictate terms, whether it's pro tem speaker, whether it's Prime Minister invoking what happened 50 years ago. How do you respond? Because the TDP is the key ally.
Yes, we are a part of NDA. And, as far as the speaker and other issues are concerned, it seems the government has already clarified that issue. But coming to this issue relating to the parliament debates, nobody is supporting with regard to the emergency is concerned. Even Congress own people, they are not supporting the emergency that period. Now the question of constitution, that the emergency violated the provisions of the constitution, and the law and order, law take to their hands and imposed that. Now that is not the issue. Now it seems, even according to me, now they are not in a position to support their, justify their action. So the question of that imposing again this one, now the NDA
So why not,
had
sir? Why not focus on today's issues? Today's issues are NEET exam. Today's issues are water crisis. Today's issues are Manipur. Shouldn't you be focusing on that? First day, first show. Shouldn't the Prime Minister focus on today's issues instead of raking up what happened in 1975?
What about rail accidents?
It appears that the Prime Minister has already been concentrating on that issue and answered on the toe. Today is also the first day of the Parliament, and during the deliberations of the Parliament, I hope and I wish issues will be discussed in the Parliament. So
that is the question, Sudhanshu Trivedi, what Shogato Roy also said, that we are in 2024, an entire 3 generations have gone, Sudhanshu, since emergency. It seems the Prime Minister was aware that the opposition would attack him on the constitution. He tried to preempt it. Now that's okay in terms of political strategy, but what does it say about the nature of the Lok Sabha that we are going to see? Is it again going to be fractious? Is it again going to be an unwillingness to reach out to the other side? You are not a majority government. You are effectively a coalition government dependent on partners. Will we see a difference in approach?
Rajdeep ji, first, I am very much astonished by the reaction of Mr. Saugat Rai, who is such a senior and seasoned person. And it shows what contemptuous and ridiculous argument he has given regarding that this Rajya Sabha wala and Lok Sabha wala. So, sir, Manmohan Singh for 10 years was Rajya Sabha wala. So, he was having no authority. Right now, chairperson of the UPA, Sonia Gandhi ji, is Rajya Sabha wala. The president of the Congress is Rajya Sabha wala. So that shows they are not having faith in Constitution.
Matter.
They try to pave the way for the political convenience on that issue. Now coming to this aspect. Yes, you have said very correctly. There are certain issues which the opposition is having an opportunity to raise. Why they have brought the Constitution issue? They should have said that they want to discuss the NEET. They should have said that the draconian death of 57 persons by the illicit liquor in Tamil Nadu, it should be discussed. But they have come with the Constitution and then we respond to the Constitution. Oh, you are not talking about the contemporary and exact subjects. So ask them that if they want to make Constitution an issue, the reply will be Constitution. If they want to have the circumstances an issue, then we will respond to the circumstances. And as far as living in the past, I would like to say, now Congress should take a pledge that they will not claim that they have fought for from the Britishers, the freedom movement. They suddenly go 100 years back. And now, if you ask them just 10 years back, and I have not gone in past, I have quoted 2022 CA rule. And when Mamata Banerjee says that she will not allow, 1 minute, sir, 1 minute.
Yes.
When Mamata Banerjee says that she will not allow the central investigating agencies to work in a state, is it not the breakdown of the Constitution? Is it not the Constitution is danger? I am talking 23 and 24.
You know, Manikam Tagore, the fact is that today perhaps was a day for you to wave placards of NEET. NEET is the biggest issue of our times. The future of lakhs of students is at stake. Take up people's issues. You have come with the Constitution. Prime Minister is entitled then to say, who are you to tell me about the Constitution? He is giving you examples today, Sudhanshu, on the floor, on the program today. Is the opposition going to make Constitution its issue that you did it during the elections? Now there are real other issues that you need to raise, people's issues.
We need to understand that taking a constitution copy to the parliament is not unparliamentary. This is the duty of each one of us to carry the constitution, and we take oath in the name of the constitution. There are many constitution books, constitution copies in the parliament, right, left, center. Therefore, everywhere if you see it in the table, you will see many constitution copies. What is wrong in taking a constitution?
No, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. But then you have to accept that the Prime Minister will also respond in the way he wants. You see, if you claim the Constitution is threatened by Mr. Modi
what
Shah,
is wrong?
he will say, who is the Congress that has the right to have the moral high ground?
What is wrong? Whether we shouted that Constitution inside the Parliament, that Constitution ka bachao, Constitution khatre mein hai. We were telling outside, we were telling to our media friends that Constitution khatre mein hai. Constitution ka bachana padega. That is the thing on which we fought election. They fought election on mutton, mujra, what are the things? Musalman, on Mangal Sutra. They fought like that. We fought for Constitution.
Okay.
What is the problem in it? Let Prime Minister comes and speaks about mujra, speaks about mutton, speaks about Mangal Sutra.
The reason I asked you is because as I said, people would like to also hear a reasoned debate on issues like NEET, issues which can be discussed in a bipartisan manner. The fear now is that this parliament will once again see a tug of war.
No, we will, when Pradhan, you had seen the trailer. When Pradhan came, NEET was raised. When Pradhan took oath, Dharmendra Pradhan, the minister who had completely led the collapse of the education system in this country, you will see.
Okay.
That was a trailer. When we asked for NEET in that time. We will ask questions. When let the debate comes, when the president's debate starts, we will ask questions.
Okay.
There are 10 issues on which present issues are there.
I will leave it there. Clearly, this is day one, show one. Have we, day one, scene one? Have we only seen a trailer to what lies ahead? There are serious issues that confront the country, and one can only hope that Parliament will raise those issues and we will see the kind of debates that we were missing in the 17th Lok Sabha, now that we have a much stronger opposition and perhaps a government that therefore will in its own way be more accountable. To all my guests, I appreciate you joining us on our top talking point tonight. In fact, the NEET controversy continues to escalate and continues to remain a story we are tracking. Here are some of the top developments today. The opposition today attempting to corner the government on the NEET exam, raising slogans when Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan was taking oath as a Member of Parliament. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has written a letter to Prime Minister Modi urging him to abolish NEET amidst the ongoing controversy and restore the previous system of conducting examinations by state governments. After the government asked the CBI to investigate the NEET mess, the investigating agency also took over 5 cases of irregularities in Bihar, Gujarat and Rajasthan. The CBI team has reached Godhra and begun its probe. The crackdown on the Solver gang continues after Bihar, Gujarat and Jharkhand. 2 people were arrested from Maharashtra's Latur today. Sources say the accused headmaster and teacher along with 2 others ran a syndicate that guaranteed success in NEET. Okay, let's turn from there to a story that we've done on NEET, because the big exam mess has been our top story for more than a week. It's now clear that the paper leak mafia spreads across states, works like a well-oiled machine. How has this syndicate managed to evade the law enforcement agencies? India Today's special investigation team tracked down a key member of the paper leak mafia in Bihar. Listen in to his stunning revelations.
Students on warpath as the NEET paper leak scam unravels. From Bihar to Jharkhand to Uttar Pradesh, the tentacles of the paper leak mafia are spread wide. The CBI is now investigating the scam. The Bihar Economic Offences Unit says that the National Testing Agency itself is not foolproof. The CBI had previously filed cases in 2018, 2021 and 2022. Yet the paper leak mafia continues to operate successfully. How? India Today's special investigation team has tracked down a key member of this paper leak gang. Meet Bijendra Gupta, who has been part of the racket for decades.
जेल है, बेल है, खेल है, फिर वही का खेल होगा. कितना दिन रखेगा जेल में?
Jail, bail and paper leak ka khel. By Bijendra's own admission, paper leaks are a vicious cycle. He himself has been involved in 2023 Odisha paper leak, BPSC exam in Bihar and the MPP CS. Bijendra himself was arrested twice but managed to flee the other times.
जब तक 20 आदमी नहीं रहिएगा और जो गलत चीज है 20 आदमी का अगर माइंड माने वन वे में सेटअप है, जब तक जा रहा तब तक कोई तरह का स्कैम नहीं. स्कैम रोज होती है, खुल के मैं बता रहा हूँ. स्कैम हर एग्जाम में होता है. आप इस चीज को डिनाई नहीं कर सकते हैं और हम प्रूफ भी नहीं दे सकते. मैं क्यों दूंगा? वो तो लेकिन जो पकड़े गए तो स्कैम हो गए, नहीं पकड़े गए तो बच गए.
It all started with Bedi Ram, now an MLA in Uttar Pradesh Assembly.
इस देश के सबसे बड़े पेपर लीक माफिया बेदी राम का नाम सुने होंगे. किसका नाम? बेदी राम. जौनपुर. वही किए थे. हम लोग तो असिस्टेंट थे. विद्यार्थी लायक था, बोले नौकरी लगा देंगे, चल गए, साथ में धरा गए, जेल चल गए.
बेदी राम कहाँ है? किस लोग?
विधायक हैं यूपी में, जखनिया, गाजीपुर में एक जखनिया विधानसभा.
तो वो भी अरेस्ट हुए थे?
तो मेरे साथ जेल में रहा.
Bijendra then explains how this year's paper leak happened.
तो वही है, देखिए कुछ होता है तभी कुछ बाजा बजता है. बिना किए हुए कुछ नहीं होता है. तो वो सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. नीट पेपर लीक हुआ, बट जो जिस वे में जा रही है जो भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन टीम है, यहाँ पे आर्थिक अपराधी का एक पटना एक अपना वो एकदम सही जगह जा रही है. वो जो जिस सिस्टम को उसने जो पाया उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है, वो सही है उसका वे. एनटीए का वे को कोई समझ नहीं रहा है, एनटीए जहाँ पर एनटीए के वे को समझ नहीं रहा है।
क्या एनटीए का?
15-20 साल का अनुभव है, खुल के बोल दे रहे हैं। ठीक है, तो जैसे एनटीए इवोल्यूशन जिसको दिया है ना, खेल वहीं हुआ है गड़बड़। इवोल्यूशन मीन्स होता है ओएमआर का चेकिंग, रिजल्ट बनाने की एक एजेंसी होती है जो आउटसोर्सिंग कंपनी होती है, उसको आपने दिया। ठीक है, तुम्हारे तो 3-4 कंपनियां हैं जो इवोल्यूशन करती हैं, तो सुनते नहीं किसी का अंदर से ही रिजल्ट होगा, मिनिस्टर मंत्री का बेटा का, उसके परिवार के अंदर से उसका रिजल्ट होगा। तो यहाँ इवोल्यूशन एनटीए इसी चीज को तो झांप रही है। ये तो 2 मिनट का खेला है ना, कि आप जो 1563 बच्चे का री एग्जामिनेशन देने के लिए दे रहे हैं, उसको बैठा दीजिए ना ओपन, उसको बोलिए वही टेस्ट, वही क्वेश्चन बनाओ, बाय प्रोसेस बनाओ। ये नहीं कि ऑब्जेक्टिव होते टिक मारते चले जाओ, बाय प्रोसेस बनाओ। ये कैसे इसका आंसर इतना हुआ? 50% आंसर अगर दे दिया तो हम खड़ा पनिशमेंट भोग लेंगे, हम आपको बता रहे हैं। उसको तो रटाया गया है।
He even claims to have access to the NEET question paper 2 hours before the exam.
मेरे पास भी आया था, मैं बोल रहा हूँ 2 घंटा पहले, 1.5 घंटा पहले।
नीट का?
हाँ, नीट का।
Gupta describes how paper boxes are broken during transportation and blacklisted companies continue to get tenders.
लीक ये लोग क्या करता है? वो लीक का तो बहुत सारा प्रोसेस है। मान के चलिए जैसे स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम आप बनाते हैं, सरकार स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम बनाती है, प्रिंटिंग प्रेस हो गया। अभी हाल में आप लोग रिसर्च कीजिए कि ये जो यूपी एसटीएफ ने पकड़ा था, वो एक लॉजिस्टिक कंपनी थी। आप प्रिंटिंग कर रहे हैं तो आप तो भेजिएगा किसी ना किसी लॉजिस्टिक से। ट्रांसपोर्टेशन तो आपका हर चीज आप नहीं कर सकते हैं ना, तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन जो किए हैं तो वहां से ही ब्रेक किया था ये लोग, सुबह मंडल लोग। ठीक है, तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन वेयर हाउस न था, पेपर में जो थे वेयर हाउस था, वहां से लोग लीक कर दिया।
एजेंसी माने आप क्या बोलना चाह रहे हो?
एजेंसी मींस देखिए बता रहे हैं, जो टेंडर होती है एग्जाम कंडक्ट करने की, वो प्रिंटिंग प्रेस डायरेक्ट टेंडर नहीं लेती है।
अच्छा,
डायरेक्ट भी लेती है और इनडायरेक्ट वे में भी लेती है।
This is just the tip of the iceberg. With Arvind Ojha and Shreya Chatterjee, this is India Today's special investigation team.
And so as more and more NEET revelations tumble out, the focus is on the students who are caught, in a sense, in the middle of the entire controversy. And the big question for them is, do they want a retest or not? Should there be a retest or not? Joining me now, Molly Agarwal. She's against a retest of NEET, against a re-exam. And Arpit Doke, who wants a re-exam. Let's get both of you. Molly, you first. You're against a retest. Why are you against a retest? Why do you believe there should be no re-examination, even though there are these reports of paper leaks in some parts of the country?
Okay. Thank you, sir, for letting me put forward my views in front of you and all the nation. Sir, I do believe that what we need is not re-NEET, and what we do need is re-evolution, because there has been a lot of fraud cases that have been found out all over the country. There are many students who have already worked hard, and they are not, they're not supposed to work once again for whole the chapter, the syllabus, the huge syllabus, 80-90 chapter it carries. So I think they are not supposed to once again prepare for.
So you're saying, you're telling me, Molly, you want a re-evaluation of the papers. You have a problem with the marking system. You do not have you do not want a retest. You think it will be too traumatic. You don't want the NEET exam cancelled. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. I do believe that re-evaluation is the right thing to do right now, because of all the the rank inflation we all have seen, and many students are not satisfied with the ranks they have got, because we all know that we are facing many fraud cases coming in front of all of us. And I do believe that once again preparing for NEET for all the students, whether it's me, whether it's any other student, within a very less span of time, like what we have been preparing about NEET is like 2 years, and preparing for it like now in just 1 month, 2 months is a very short period of time, and many students might panic and may not be able to perform as they were supposed to perform on the day of NEET, that was on 5th May.
I get your point. Arpit, you have a very different viewpoint. What is your viewpoint? Why is it that you want the exam to be cancelled and a re-exam to be held?
So thank you firstly for having me and letting me put my points here.
Firstly, my point is that there is some kind of law in the process, which examination process, which has been taken place. A paper leak has been happened, and many students have got an advantage over the students who have worked hard for a year, for 2 years, maybe even more than that for dropper students. But if we look into the revaluation process, we don't know exactly how many students have got grace marks. NTA is giving us numbers, but there is no such clarification that a proper number has been given. A proper paper leak number can be calculated over this paper leak incidents, and we cannot exactly calculate and give a revaluation on the basis of that. So that's why re-NEET is a better option. It gives a fair conductance.
No, but you'll have to do the exam all over again. You're okay with doing is that fair to all the students who have worked so hard for the last 2 years, some of whom have done very well in the exam without any paper leaks taking place at their center? What happens to those students then?
Yes, exactly. Putting that forward is the students who have already studied, the students who are already scoring good, they are giving mock tests. We have to prepare. It's not like we'll be preparing for whole 80 to 90 chapters all over again in a span of 1 month. It's like we have prepared everything. It's just that we have to revise everything again. We have to go through some chapters. We have to go through some important points, and then we can give it.
No, I agree with you on that. You believe that you can. Everyone has the right in a way to have his viewpoint. But what happens to those who have done already so well without gaming the system? Should they not get any benefit? Suppose I've already got 718 or 720 and I've done it without any cheating. Surely I get the benefit or not?
So definitely the students who have scored good, I don't have any kind of bad opinion, but the NTA who has conducted this paper, the paper leak has been happened, that creates a big impact on these students. That's why.
So you think the entire exam should be cancelled and a fresh exam should be held?
Yes, sir.
Molly, is that you feel re-evaluation is the way forward? Tell me, what have the last few days been like for you, Molly? When you've been seeing all this on TV, you hear about the manner in which paper leaks took place in Patna. People apparently had the paper through darknet, through Telegram. How do you see it? Do you feel angry, hopeless? How do you feel?
So it's kind of terrifying to see all that coming your way when you're just 17 and your first time appearing for a big examination like me. We as students expect a lot from the government or the organization, whoever is conducting the examination. So it was my first time appearing for the NEET along with my 12th examination. I'm like even my center had some problems like the time issue and everything. It was very terrifying for me to face all this in this entire month from 5th May to till date and still going on. That the fraud cases I've been seeing, the news I've been watching, make me feel more like why the management in our country is so poor, why there are many officials who are uneducated and are still in charge of this big examination, this national level of examinations. Makes me question myself and many people around me, like what are we doing? What are we doing to make our country better? Like,
so you feel despairing, you feel distraught. Arpit, how do you feel today? Do you feel that chhod do, why do the NEET at all? Maybe I'll do something else with my life?
Well, sir, when we started preparing initially in 11th and 12th, the only goal was to become a doctor and to serve people who are in need. So taking another field is definitely an option, but preparing for such an exam, preparing for such an exam, giving such a lot of time, we have got into a mindset that we'll solve these problems, we'll get through these questions, and we'll be able to get a solution for any kind of situation. So that's what
happens. So you haven't given up on your doctor dream?
No, sir, I haven't.
And Molly, you haven't given up on your doctor dream as well?
Definitely not in this lifetime.
Both of you want to be doctors desperately, but both of you probably want a better examination system. One wants re-evaluation of the existing papers. The other wants the papers to be cancelled and a fresh exam to be held. Well, two viewpoints. And we're going to get many more such viewpoints right through this week, because we believe we want to hear as many voices of the stakeholders involved in this process. So Molly, Arpit, I wish you well. I hope you are able to fulfill your dream to be doctors one day in this country. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening.
Okay, let's turn from there to our Get Real India story. And it's the story of the hooch tragedy, where the death toll in the Kallakurichi hooch tragedy in Tamil Nadu has now mounted to almost 60. Hundreds of people are still undergoing treatment, while several are battling critical injuries. The heat is mounting on Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin to act and act swiftly. The BJP is demanding a CBI probe. Actor Kamal Hassan kicked up a storm by blaming the victims. Take a look at our Get Real India story.
The death toll in the Kallakurichi hooch tragedy in Tamil Nadu is nearly 60. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is under fire. The BJP is demanding a CBI probe into the deaths.
इस पूरे मामले को सीबीआई के हाथ में सौंपना चाहिए। तमिलनाडु में न्याय नहीं मिलने वाले हैं। बिल्कुल सरकार के पीछे के रास्ता से सपोर्ट और पुलिस में सभी ने एकाध का सपोर्ट के साथ ही ये एक्टिविटी चल रही है।
The Saffron Party is also questioning why the Chief Minister hasn't met the victims and their families yet.
3 days it's over, but still the Stalin has not visited that place. So that's why yesterday our Nirmala Sitharaman madam is demanded the CBI inquiry. The CBI has to be inquire about that issue. The truth will come out.
The hooch deaths have also triggered a full-blown NDA versus India bloc war. Health Minister JP Nadda has written to Mallikarjun Kharge questioning the Congress party's silence on the issue. Calling the deaths state-sponsored murder, the BJP is also demanding that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra meet the victims of the tragedy.
It is not just shameful and crass on their part to otherwise make use of every tragedy that impacts a poor person and make it political. But when there is this type of havoc that has been created in Tamil Nadu, when 56 families have been devastated, Rahul Gandhi maintains a studious silence.
A delegation of Tamil Nadu BJP leaders led by K. Annamalai met Governor R.N. Ravi at Raj Bhavan on Monday, demanding that Minister Thirumuthuswamy be removed. The AIADMK also staged protests. DMK meanwhile is in damage control mode.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to politicize it. They want to take advantage in the Vikramandi by-elections. That is why they are all shouting like this.
But can the Stalin government really evade responsibility? Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's from the hooch tragedy take a break at this point. Up next will be our Good News Today story. It comes from the Shivalik in Punjab. Back in a moment.
विक्रम आ तो गए, जाओगे कैसे?
बड़े आराम से।
देखिए ये देश
हेलो, मैं आ रहा हूँ और हाँ, भगा कर ले जाऊंगा। सिक्योरिटी! भैया, भाग गए, पकड़ो उनको। हेलो, बोला था ना, भगा कर ले जाऊंगा। विक्रम!
एक हिंट तो देते?
हिंट?
बड़े आराम से।
At the India Today Media Institute, we believe in training students in independent and critical thinking so the youngsters can better analyze the world around them. At the Media Institute, the training will be rigorous and with multimedia to produce top-notch media professionals. Register now at www.indiatodaymediainstitute.in.
Welcome back. Let's turn to our good news today story, and it comes from the Shivalik foothills, the natural home for wildlife animals that's gone dry. The scorching heat has created a drought-like situation. The water in the ponds have completely dried up. A few young boys, though, from a nearby village have taken up the task and are dropping 20,000 litres of water so that the wild animals in the vicinity can quench their thirst. It's our good news today story. You watch that while I take your leave. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubhratri, Jai Hind, Namaskar.
A crippling water shortage in several parts of North India and the beautiful Shivalik Hills in Mohali now lies parched and dry. The majestic Shivalik Hills, once a lush, vibrant home to flora and fauna, is witnessing a catastrophe like never before. A symphony of suffering echoes in the watering holes of Shivalik. Usually the melodic sounds of birdsong today is engulfed by an uncomfortable silence. The once vital watering holes that supported an abundance of animals, from the mighty elephants to the elusive tigers, have shrunk to fractured mud puddles.
ਇਹ ਭਾਜੀ 2-3 ਮੰਥ ਤੋਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਗਰਮੀ ਪੈਣੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਡੈਮ 'ਚ ਪੜਛ ਡੈਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਸੁੱਕ ਗਈ ਦਿਨ ਪਰ ਦਿਨ ਖਤਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਗਿਆ
But hero villagers, many of whom themselves face water challenges, are making extraordinary efforts to ensure animals don't suffer.
500-600 ਪਲੱਸ ਰੋਜ਼ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਾਨਵਰ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਮੰਥ ਤੋਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਤੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ 10-12 ਮੁੰਡੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਟੈਂਕਰ ਮਾ ਟਰੈਕਟਰ ਮਾ ਤੇਲ ਪਵਾ ਲਏ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ 10-12 ਟੈਂਕਰ ਰੋਜ਼ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ
This noble initiative is being taken by a team of young boys from a nearby village.
बिल्कुल टोटली 100% पानी यहाँ पर ख़त्म हो चुका था और इन्होंने जो ये वाटर बॉडी क्रिएट करी है ये इकट्ठे मिलकर अपने फंड से चलो इनको थोड़ी बहुत ही फंडिंग भी हो रही है क्राउड फंडिंग के ज़रिए तो ये वाटर पानी यहाँ डाल रहे हैं यहाँ पर शेड्यूल 1 के वाइल्ड लाइफ एनिमल्स हैं जो वो सारे यहाँ पर पानी पीकर जाते हैं
A group of youngsters truly leading by example and doing everything they can to help the animals that they share their home with. Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
sorry.
पानी दिला दे रे, बाल्टी भरा दे रे, गर्मी के मौसम में मुझको सहारा दे, माफिया हटा दे तू, संकट घटा दे तू, वाटर टेबल को थोड़ा सा बढ़ा दे तू, सुन रहा है ना तू, रो रहा हूँ मैं, सुन रहा है ना तू, क्यों रो रहा हूँ मैं। बाल्टियां भर के लाए थे 4 गिन, 2 नहाने में खर्च हुई, 2 लग गई कार में। कितने बदनसीब हैं ये दिल्ली वाले, पीने को पानी भी ना मिला इस सरकार में।
Hindustan's weather report brought to you by JK Tyre, देश का टायर।
भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से, आसाम के बागान से, महाराष्ट्र से, गुजरात से, कर्नाटक से, राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो, देश हो विदेश हो, जेके हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
JK Tyre, देश का टायर।
Powered by Orient Electric.
Four exams, lakhs of students. Who's playing with their future? Operation Paper Leak. India Today's special investigation.
What we are about to show you will shock you. We'll tell you about a well-oiled syndicate that's operating there. Exam, no bar. State, no bar. No law enforcement agency has been able to stop this paper mafia. They are brazen in their approach. And this paper leak mafia is playing with the future of our country and the future generation of this country. On India Today, we expose the paper leak mafia. I'm Gaurav Sawant. The big exam mess has been the top campaign story on India Today. It's now clear that the paper leak mafia, it's spread across states, works like a well-oiled machine. How has this syndicate managed to evade the law enforcement agencies and for so long? How are they playing with the future of lakhs of students in India? An India Today special investigation team tracks down a key member of this paper leak mafia. Listen in to India Today's Shreya Chatterjee and Arvind Ojha getting you this stunning revelation.
Students on warpath as the NEET paper leak scam unravels. From Bihar to Jharkhand to Uttar Pradesh, the tentacles of the paper leak mafia are spread wide. The CBI is now investigating the scam. The Bihar Economic Offences Unit says that the National Testing Agency itself is not foolproof. The CBI had previously filed cases in 2018, 2021 and 2022. Yet the paper leak mafia continues to operate successfully.